Let all cats old enough to catch their own prey just gather here around me. Welcome to Paws Clause, a podcast where we read the Warrior Cats books in chronological order. I'm Jillian, joined by my co-host and wiener cooker, Scout, and today we will be discussing The Broken Code, Book 3, Veil of Shadows, and the novella Spotfur's Rebellion. Hello, Scout.
Hi. I read it ahead of time, but it still did make me laugh. My epithet today.
So this is from literal weeks, like almost a month ago at this point. We put this in the doc because Scout said something very funny on voice chat, and I was like, wow, I should call Scout that for our next Paws and Claws episode. And then we had to cancel our recording, and then we had to cancel our recording again. And so now it is almost like 3 weeks later.
It still hits.
Thank God I still remember the context. Otherwise, that'd be embarrassing.
We were playing Peak, and they added hot dogs to Peak recently. If you don't know what Peak is, we mentioned it before, but a wonderful video game where you play a funny little guy and you climb a wacky mountain through many wonderful worlds. And they added hot dogs as something that you can cook over the campfire. Immediately, the first time I got my hands on a hot dog, we were getting ready to go to move on to the next zone, and I just said, cooking my wiener. And now it lives in infamy.
Scout is notorious in our group of folks who play Peak for saying shit while we're climbing and then it becoming like canon to all of our climbs.
Yes. I have become a terminology maker.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So
I love it so much. I love to be part of it. I'm honored by the adoption of things such as Evil Squirter and cooking my wiener. Thank you very much for your time.
Speaking of, in terms of how the prey is running, I had chili dogs yesterday.
Let's go! Chili dogs!
I love a chili dog.
Hell yeah.
There is a barbecue place that we order from that, like, I'm like, on their barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
But they make a fucking delicious chili dog.
Nice.
So every time we order from them, I always get the 2 chili dogs, and then they have a side of, you can either do hush puppies or French fries.
Wow.
Or a mix of both.
Yo!
So I do the second.
Wow.
I love a hush puppy. Have you ever had, you've had hush puppies, right?
I know the word.
It's just like a fried ball of cornmeal dough.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them have actual corn in them, and those are the ones I like the best.
Ooh.
These ones did not have like actual pieces of corn in them.
Right, they're more like a fried, like corn muffin
just
almost.
Like a fried dough ball.
Fried dough ball.
Basically.
Hell yeah.
Fucking delicious. And also fries. So.
And also fries. I love that. That's great. We had chili not too long ago. We made have you ever had Cincinnati chili?
Dog. I fucking love Cincinnati chili. I will make that shit. I will make a giant pot of it and then like freeze like 2/3 of it and just kind of reheat it over time.
Let's go.
So good.
And we made it for the first time recently after being sort of introduced to it by some family friends when we went over to their place for dinner and they made it. And we made our own batch shortly after. And it's really good. I hadn't had it before this. I think I had vaguely read about it a long time ago. Like I had an idea, an inkling of it, but it's really fun that it's like, the spice mix and stuff is different. I
love the spice mix. It's got like such a savory, like,
yeah, it's very complex.
Cinnamony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Between the cinnamon and the one we did had some cocoa in it as well.
Yes.
So it's fun. It's fun that it's different. And we made chili dogs with Cincinnati chili. I'm actually not but despite being notoriously a wiener cooker, as we've discussed, I'm not a big hot dog person. So I actually ended up having, instead of a chili dog, I had chili cheese fries with some homemade oven fries.
Hell yes. So best way to have Cincy chili, in my opinion, as someone who grew up eating it.
Hell yeah.
Also, I'm like 90% sure that I put a recipe for Cincy chili in the Skyborn cookbook. But,
oh, you probably did.
Not Skyborn. Whatever the fuck we called the first one, the Storm King's Thunder cookbook.
Storm King's Thunder, yeah.
Chill Pills.
Chill Pills. One sec.
I'm pretty sure I put that in there. Either that or I put a different chili recipe in there. Scout is going to check to see if I am a liar and a fool.
I have it.
Who knows? If I am a liar and a fool, we will find out. Because it may have been a different recipe. I know I put a chili recipe in there.
Let me see what chili recipe there is in here. Luskin's Forbidden Chili. This is a Cincinnati chili recipe. I see cinnamon here.
Okay, perfect.
Allspice. Apple cider vinegar. Oh, I'll have to try this one. Hell yeah. I don't think I haven't gotten to make this one. This is great. I love that we made this cookbook. It lives on the shelf outside
I do too.
of my...
I have made, I think, almost every recipe in there. And they're all bangers.
They're bangers. We put together a good little fucking cookbook. A great time.
Yeah, I love Cincy chili. Putting it on chili fries, absolute top tier. Putting on a chili dog, great. 100%. That's exactly the kind of chili I like to put on a chili dog.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to do it is you get some real good spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a type of spaghetti that you can get. It's called spaghetti rigati, and it's got like ridges on the spaghetti noodles.
Yo.
So it like holds sauces a lot better. So you get spaghetti and you load that shit up with Cincy chili, and then you load that shit up with very finely shredded sharp cheddar cheese.
Oh, let's go.
It's so fucking good. Like, I could eat that shit all the time.
That sounds dope.
We used to, I mean, I still will if I have the opportunity to go there, but I'm not, usually in that general area of the US anymore with any great frequency, but going to Skyline Chili, and that is like the way to do it. They fucking like, it is like this much chili and pasta, and then the same height of cheese.
It's a 50-50 pasta to cheese.
It's a 50-50 pasta to cheese ratio. It's so good.
Wow.
It is so bad for you, I am certain, but it's so good. Anyway, I'm so glad that you made Cincy chili. I love it.
I'm so glad too. It's gonna become part of the rotation. And next time we make it, I will have to try your particular recipe from the cookbook.
I think ours is a mock Skyline recipe, so it should be pretty similar to the kind from the restaurant, which is pretty cool. But I do love the idea of adding some cocoa powder in there. I bet that's really delicious.
Yeah, it adds a really nice like depth to it. There's a lot of like depth of flavor to it for a chili, which is fun. I mean, I love a standard chili too. But I would say it's definitely, I think Cincy, the spice like profile for Cincy chili is a lot more complex than your average chili, I would say.
I agree.
I mean, there's obviously a large mix of spices in chili powder, but this is like chili powder as well, and then it has other stuff in there too. So yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff. Man, fucking love chili.
Chili's good.
I'm glad it's fall.
It's time. It's fall
chili.
Food
It's
time.
chili time, baby.
It's chili time.
Chili and soup season. One of the folks that Eric and I hang out with, every time we all get together, she's like, we need to do a soup night where everybody brings a different soup and we all just chill and have soup. And today I got a TikTok on my For You page that was a group of friends having a soup night.
Let's go.
And what they did, so that they didn't have like 16 bowls in front of them, they got those like disposable aluminum muffin tins for like jumbo muffins.
And they put a little bit of soup in each of them.
Yeah, so they could have like a little bit of every soup. I'm like, God damn, that's so smart.
A soup amuse-bouche.
Yeah.
Am I using that word right?
I have no fucking clue.
An amuse-bouche is a single bite-sized hors d'oeuvre, so it's not, I guess it's more
quite.
of a flight. It's a soup flight.
A flight of soup. Damn. I literally ate like 20 minutes. I just had like some chocolate covered pretzels like 20 minutes ago for dessert. And already I'm like, damn, I could go for some soup.
This is what happens when we get in this podcast and we enter the How's the Prey Running section. We talk about food and then we just get hungry.
I know. It's a problem. Well, why don't we divert from the food and instead talk about some beautiful art?
Yes. I want you to tell me about being envious of the Polish fans once more.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay, so today when I was on the podcast social media, I was just kind of scrolling, seeing if there was any like huge news that I had missed and needed to kind of mention. The Polish Polish fans get all of the cool shit. Collector's edition box for Vision of Shadows Darkest Night. So the cover of Darkest Night, the Polish edition cover, remember the Vision of Shadows ones have been these real, like a diversion from the previous Polish covers, but still incredibly good, where they're against like a completely black background.
Yes, they're so good.
With the art on the front. This one is tree amongst the leaves, like playing around with the ghosts.
It's so cool. This is, I believe, has been like revealed since our last recording.
Yes. The fucking collector's edition box comes with a tote bag with tree, like surrounded by ghosts. Very cool. A bandana, a cool box, like collector's cards, art prints, keychains, whatever this,
Bookmarks.
Let me get my translate out. But like, it's all this cool shit. And I'm like,
that looks like it might be a mouse pad.
Yeah, it's something. Hold on. I'm getting my translate out. Okay. Yes, it is a mouse pad, tote bag, box, double-sided keyring, postcards, collector's card, double-sided bookmark. Like, come on. And it all looks so pretty and fall colory. And I'm just like, how do I get this shit?
It's all like color coordinated.
Yeah.
You know, like all of it looks like it's coming from the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's so well put together, and they are always doing this shit in Poland with the Polish editions of the books, and
Yeah.
I too am jealous of the things that they get.
And they come out with like a calendar every year.
Yeah.
With like a bunch of different artists. I'm like, come on. Meanwhile, I did pick up the limited edition or limited like anniversary edition or whatever of Into the Wild that got released. That has the sprayed edges that look like tabby fur.
Ooh.
And a very cool cover. It is a very gorgeous book.
Hell yeah.
And one of the things that, like, one of the reasons I was like, oh, I really want to get this was because when they were advertising it, they were like, oh, there's a bonus chapter in there. And I'm like, oh shit, a bonus chapter. I wonder what it's going to be. I'm so excited. Turns out it is one of the short stories that we read for the podcast forever ago. Just revised and added to a little bit. So I was like, because I was starting to read it and I was like, this is familiar.
It seems familiar.
Where have I read this before? So it is the Fear of Fire short story.
That
with
one
some
was
additional
good, to be
content.
fair.
It was good. No, it was good. But I was like, oh man, I was kind of thinking it would be like
something new.
I don't know, something new. But
it's nice to put that in front of more people that aren't like
I agree.
hardcore fans plugged into stuff, because I think that was like a web exclusive
pretty
thing.
Easy to miss.
Yeah, that was easy to miss. It's fun that they expanded it out, but yeah, it would have been, I think, especially for a
limited edition.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have something that was new. But I guess because, you know, Vicky isn't on the team anymore, maybe they wanted to try and, you know, include something from her specifically without having to get her back on for a short period of time to do something new.
Yeah, that is fair. So that's my thing.
All right. I've got two covers to talk about real quick for today's book, Veil of Shadows, which wait, is it called Veil of Shadows? Yes.
Yes.
It's Vision of Shadows was the previous
I know
arc, and this book is called Veil of Shadows. We had Tiger Heart's shadow earlier. There's too many shadows. They're everywhere. And
they're still putting out books that are having shadow in the name.
That's true.
Like, I think book 3 in the newest arc is something shadows.
It's like
they fucking need to stop.
Shadows or something. I don't know.
No, it's Changing Skies.
Changing Skies.
Chasing Shadows, maybe?
Chasing Shadows, right. And the one that just came out was Hidden Moon, and then the one that's upcoming is Chasing Shadows. Yeah, they gotta, you guys.
You guys, please.
Please, my brain can't do it. My brain can't keep them all
Especially
straight.
with Changing Skies, Chasing Shadows. Like, please do not do that.
It is a lot.
Can we maybe find a different word?
Maybe, there's we could use a thesaurus, guys. It's okay. So, Veil of Shadows, the book we read today, on top, we read Spotfur's Rebellion, we read Veil of Shadows. I'm actually not mad at the Owen Richardson cover this time. Yeah,
it's actually pretty nice.
I really, really like the colors. I'm not the biggest fan of the rendering style for these. It feels a little bit too, like, this might be too in the weeds, like 2006 DeviantArt girly for anybody else to understand what I'm talking about, but it's a little bit too dodge tool, burn tool for me, which is
I don't know what that means.
So way back when Photoshop wasn't abhorrently expensive and didn't did its job, and you didn't have to pay for it more than once. But more people, it was a pretty popular tool for like young digital artists. And one of the things that a young digital artist with no like training in using it, one of the first things they would do is like just start using the dodge tool for highlights, which just kind of like puts, like it lightens things, and then the burn tool darkens things, but it does it all with like this sort of soft airbrush edge. So it was very evident that you were dodge tool and burn tooling stuff. So that became kind of this thing that people were like, everybody's out here using the dodge tool and the burn tool. Learn how to use the other tools in Photoshop. So there's a little bit of that feeling on these where it's just like everything is very like the burn tool specifically for shadows makes everything very black. And so like the shadows have a lot of black in them on these. And that can just tend to look like highly digital. It has more of like a sort of like very digital art feel to it. Anyways, the rendering style on these covers tends in that direction to me in a way that like I'm just like, it's not my favorite kind of rendering, but I do really like the colors on this one. Bristlefrost's eyes are really pretty, genuinely. The
palette just works really well.
Yeah, this is like very deep purple background, and then there's a moon, like a full moon on the back cover that ends up being like the rim lighting, the backlighting on the big portrait of Bristlefrost. It like sparkles on her whiskers and stuff, and that looks really nice. And then there is a very evil looking fake Bramblestar in the foreground talking to maybe Shadowsight, maybe Squirrelflight. It's hard to tell who that other cat is, but whomever it is.
It's Tiger Star and the Imposter is what it says.
Tiger Star
on the wiki.
Imposter. Interesting. But with
according to the official website, that's what it was.
The imposter's got like these glowing yellow eyes and sort of has like evil mist rising off of him in a way that I like.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
It's cool. So this one is working really well. I think this is one of my favorites of this batch and one of my favorites that we've had from Owen Richardson in the recent arcs.
Yeah, I do really enjoy it. I think it looks nice.
Yeah. And then the other one is the simplified Chinese cover. I really like the look of this one in general. I really like the rendering on the leaves. But the main thing I want to talk about is it's this portrait of Bristlefrost sort of hiding in a bush, just looking absolutely flabbergasted. She looks like she's going, oh my fucking god, dude, are you seeing what I am seeing right now?
Are you seeing this shit?
Are you seeing this shit? And it's so funny and good to me. There is like a blood splatter on the leaves right in the front, which I didn't notice until just now. So she is like,
shit.
She is seeing violence happen and she is going, holy shit, dude.
That's good.
It's good. There's a lot of good storytelling going on this cover, which I think, that actually triggered something in my brain. I think that's a lot of what my issues with the Owen Richardson covers come down to is that like there is not a lot of storytelling in those covers generally. It is very representational of like these are the characters. And one of the things that I think works really well on this one is that there does seem to be some storytelling going on with like the imposter and the stylization going on there. And I think that's part of the reason that this one works better. But yeah, both of these great Bristlefrost content for both of these. Love to see them.
Hell yeah.
That is my cover talk with a side of bringing everybody into my life on DeviantArt in 2006. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. What a blast from the past. The only thing I never really used DeviantArt, but I would like scroll like Pokemon fan artists on DeviantArt all the time. And then I don't remember my password. I had to make a DeviantArt account one time because I wanted to read the Zootopia Abortion Comic, but the last part was only available to people who were logged in because of the violence.
Holy shit. Wow.
So I did have to make a DeviantArt account to read the Zootopia Abortion Comic.
Oh, what another thing. What a thing that existed. This was a fan comic that eventually ended up like there was like a take there they took the JFK assassination and kind of put it in Zootopia too, but not JFK.
Yeah.
Instead it was Judy Hopps, right?
God, it's been a while. I don't think it was Judy Hopps, but I do think she was in the car.
She was in the car. She was there. She witnessed it. That's for we shouldn't. We shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do it on
We can't.
On In Sequence. We can't, but it'll probably come up at some point on In Sequence. For now, paint me a different picture. Paint me a picture of this beautiful book.
All right. We find Sparrowsight musing on his afterlife, only to sense that something has gone horribly wrong. He rushes back to the lake territories to discover that Shadowsight lies half dead in the bottom of a gorge. As a ghost, however, it would appear that there is no one able to help him. For now. Rootpaw and Tree join the Medicine Cats for their half-moon meeting in the hope of bringing Bramblestar's ghost to speak to the Medicine Cats. Unfortunately, it seems that Shadowsight hasn't joined them, and after searching for the young Medicine Cat, they give up the search, figuring he's back at camp. I'm sure he is. Bramblestar's ghost appears, but isn't able to manifest for long, and still some of the Medicine Cats doubt the validity of the spirit. In ThunderClan, Bristlefrost witnesses Bramblestar return in the middle of the night with blood on his fur. That next morning, he calls a clan meeting to exile Jayfeather and Lionblaze. As the two leave, Bristlefrost tells them about the rebels, and they are taken to ShadowClan to hide out. Rootpaw watches as his sisters made a warrior before him, and he laments that he's had to spend so much time of his apprenticeship dealing with Bramblestar's ghost instead of training to become a warrior. The ghost appears to SkyClan, and Leafstar decides that given this power, it would be best for Rootpaw to now train as a medicine cat. He's unfortunately not very good at it. As time moves on in the forest, more and more cats are exiled from their clans, and soon the rebels grow so large that they need to move to the old SkyClan camp on ShadowClan's territory. Bramblestar's ghost stops appearing, and Rootpaw wonders if he'll ever return. The rebels argue over whether or not they can kill the fake Bramblestar, and still Shadowsight is nowhere to be found. The imposter continues to destroy ThunderClan from within, exiling Alderheart and appointing Flipclaw as the new medicine cat because of his quote-unquote prophetic dream. Squirrelflight fakes her death and tells Bristlefrost that even if the others want to kill Bramblestar's body, she wants the young warrior to try and keep him alive. And Shadowsight? Well, it turns out he's kind of a ghost now. In search of answers as to who attacked him, he travels to ThunderClan, where he speaks with the spirit of the imposter, who admits he was the one who attacked Shadowsight and gave him the false visions. Before he can continue getting answers from him, Shadowsight is pulled back to his body. If he's away too long, he will eventually be unable to return. On the day of Rootpaw's warrior assessment, he finds Shadowsight, and with the help of his mentor, is able to rescue his friend and bring him to SkyClan to recover. He's given the name Rootspring in honor of his actions. Tigerstar and Dovewing visit often as Shadowsight recovers, and he tells them that the imposter was responsible for his attack, but that they shouldn't kill him until he's figured out what happened with Bramblestar's ghost. Spotfur, Stemleaf, and some of the other rebels break from the agreement and attack Bramblestar in an attempt to kill him, but instead, several of the rebel cats die. Bristlefrost is labeled a traitor by the rebels, since she tried to protect Bramblestar's body by fetching help. Because of this loyalty, she is made deputy of ThunderClan. Shadowsight eats death berries in order to become a spirit again, making his way into the dark forest, where he finds a pool with a starry sky encased by a thick bramble cage. He hears Bramblestar's ghost calling for help, and after freeing the ghost from the tree he's trapped in, he is brought back to life by Puddleshine. Both the imposter and the rebels plan for a battle, and the rebels agree to try and take the imposter prisoner rather than kill him. The fight ends in the rebels' favor, though Hairstar ends up losing a life, and the imposter is taken prisoner at Squirrelflight's request. The next gathering shows that even the reveal of the fake Bramblestar isn't enough to break the other clans entirely from his influence, and Misty Star exiles the rebels from her clan. As the cats begin to leave, Squirrelflight calls out to stop them. It would seem that she now has an idea about who the imposter is. But we won't find out till next book. Haha, suckers! Spotfur's rebellion follows Spotfur's youth as a boisterous apprentice, pulling pranks on warriors and goofing off with Stempaw. Their romance blooms as they train and become warriors, and the two even plead with the real Bramblestar to prevent unnecessarily harsh punishments, especially on apprentices. As the imposter takes over, they realize that he's not acting the way Bramblestar always has, and therefore they form the rebel group. After Stemleaf dies in the attack on Bramblestar, Squirrelflight comforts her, telling her that she needs to continue doing the hard work she's done for the future of ThunderClan. And that's the books.
That's the books.
The books.
The books, ma. What overall thoughts? How did you feel about both of these?
I found Veil of Shadows very compelling.
Mm-hmm.
I did not find Spotfur's Rebellion terribly interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I come out on it too. I think I think Veil of Shadows is setting it's good. The books in this arc are really good at continuing to set things up without ever feeling like a setup book where nothing happens except set up for the next book, which is something that we have struggled with a lot in previous arcs. There's always at least one, sometimes two books in the 6-book series that are like setup books. And in this one, I'm just thinking like, this is setting up so much stuff that is coming, but also so much shit is happening, which is great.
Yeah, I think it is. This arc has been really good for doing that kind of work.
Mm-hmm. And then Spotfur's Rebellion is kind of there.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it a little bit more in a bit, but it's not bad, but I don't know that it particularly adds anything for me.
I have an assumption about why it was written that I don't know if is going to be proven true or not, but I will save that for when we discuss it.
Ooh.
For Veil of Shadows, I did something different to my usual reading.
Yes.
I had a 5-hour drive, head out of town for a D&D game and a baby shower, and I was like, well, I need to get this book read, because originally we were going to record when I got back, but that did not happen. But I was like, well, I need to get this book read. I'm not going to have time to read it over the weekend. Why don't I just listen to it? So I listened to the audiobook for this one.
Hell yeah.
And I gotta say, McLeod Andrews, goddamn, fucking kills it.
He's really good at it.
He's so good. I'm kind of just like, damn, I kind of just want to get all of the books on audiobook too and just like re-listen to them whenever I'm in the car, because goddamn, he does an excellent job.
He's really good. Yeah. I mean, I suppose
incredible.
There's a reason that he did it all the way up until for like 20 years.
I know. The voice for Root Spring is incredible. He is so 90s anime protagonist.
You're absolutely right.
It is so good. I noted this to Scout, but the voice he uses for Bristlefrost sounds exactly like the voice one of our friends used in a D&D campaign for his character. Just like this very like light, breathy, kind of sort of feminine voice. Also, Tiger Star's voice, low-key, kind of sexy.
Let's go.
There are certain moments where I'm like, okay, all right, hell yeah. And then I did look up McLeod Andrews, and he is pretty attractive. So
let's go.
Good job, sir. I did also find out, shout out to the Trails in the Sky podcast on the Worst Garbage Network. Apparently, McLeod Andrews does a voice in the first chapter of Trails in the Sky.
Let's fucking go. That rules.
So good for them. So yeah, I didn't have any physical notes, and that was also a week ago. So we are relying on my admittedly varying memory. One of the reasons I don't primarily listen to audiobooks, I mean, there's several reasons. One of them being I don't drive enough to need to listen to them. But I also find that just my brain retains information better if I'm reading like the words on the page rather than listening to them, which like is just me. Like for some people, it is so much easier to pay attention if they listen. So while I don't think I would do audiobook for like my main reading again, I definitely would like listen to one of these audiobooks again.
Yeah.
But I also don't have any written notes because I was driving. So
that's good. Listen, on this podcast, we are safe drivers. Do not be taking notes. Do not be doing things on your phone if you're driving. Just
exactly.
in a general sense, we are, by not taking notes, you are in fact practicing and showing to our audience your dedication to safe driving practices. Yeah, I mean, the thing I ran into is that I read this book about 3 weeks ago. So, but I do want to thank Past Scout for taking lots of notes. Past Scout, you doing me a solid. Present Scout would not have remembered as much shit as Past Scout did. So thank you. Thank you to myself. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in this book that I liked a lot. I want to highlight, first of all, Spiresight's role. It's really fun to see Spiresight again. I would have liked more time with him, even like the stuff with him in Shadowsight. I would have loved to see even more of that. And I'm hoping that maybe we will see more of him in the future, because there was kind of a bit of a semi-cliffhanger with the imposter saying something about like, you'll never see that cat again.
Yeah, very spooky.
What's McLeod Andrews' voice for the imposter? Is it...
We'll talk about it.
Interesting.
So I sharing tongues, somebody did use audiobook voices to try and figure out who the imposter might be.
That's so fun. Oh, I'm excited. All right.
But definitely different than what he uses for regular Bramblestar.
That's fun. That's fun that there is the distinction, because it's even noted in the books that there is a distinction. So it's fun that comes out in the audiobook as well. There is one thing. So in this book, they say that Spiresight saved Shadowkit from dying, and that's how like Spiresight sacrificed himself to save Shadowkit in Tigerheart's Shadow. It was actually Pouncekit that he sacrificed himself for in Tigerheart's Shadow, but I bring this up specifically because I've always thought that was a weird choice, and I think it's would be way narratively punchier if it was the other way and it had actually been Shadowkit, like it was said in this book.
Yeah, and funny enough, my brain is always like, oh yeah, it was Shadowkit that he rescued. Like, even when we were writing the summary, I was like, it was Shadowkit, right? And I'm like, no, it fucking wasn't. It was Pouncekit.
Yeah, it's so funny that they even like... They're making the story they wrote better by making it Shadowkit here, but it's very funny. Like, I don't know. I'm curious about why they chose to do it that way in that book. I suppose maybe it was because when they were writing that, they didn't realize how important Shadowkit was going to end up being, but his name is Shadowkit, and he is like sort of, they treat him like he's gonna be the Blorbo in that book. So I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I really enjoyed bringing Spiresight in, specifically for just him talking about what it's like being a ghost.
Yes, regular, degular ghost stuff.
he's like, oh yeah, it was so funny at the beginning. It's like, yeah, Tiger Star gave me this name and told StarClan, let me into your hunting grounds or else. But I just kind of like being a ghost.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to go to StarClan, but I would rather just be a ghost and hang out. And I love that for him. I think it's really fun to get that perspective on it, because we get a lot of perspective about StarClan being the end-all be-all, So it's fun to have Spiresight come in here and be like, it's fine if you want that.
Yeah.
I kind of like just hanging out and seeing like what all the cats that I loved in life are doing now. And I just kind of it's kind of sick. I get to float around. I get to like visit them. They do ghost teleportation in this book a lot.
Yeah, which is very cool. I loved the moment where Shadowsight is like going into the water as a ghost. He's like, I can't swim. Oh, wait, I guess I don't really need to be able to swim, huh? I can just kind of float.
It's good.
It was very fun.
Yeah. There's so much there. Oh my God.
Little crazy to me that they were just like, yeah, this kid's gonna just eat death berries and basically kill himself.
This is not the first time this has happened. He tried to drown himself before.
I know.
This is a running
we gotta
issue,
come up with we gotta come up with another way to let this boy go ghost without bringing him to the brink of death.
It's crazy that he does that, but it's so fun to see. Like, it's setting up so much stuff. Yeah. We're gonna see. Ooh, I'm excited. I won't say anymore, but there's gonna be more stuff happening in the next book. In like the back half of the series, we're gonna learn a lot more about stuff like that. Apparently, it seems like StarClan is being like cut off from the clans via some sort of fucked up dark forest thorns. Like it's
like this fucked up cage. It's crazy.
Like it's Sleeping Beauty, and and Maleficent's castle is out here. Like,
I loved that scene. It was so cool.
It's so fun. I did want to also point out, shout out to completely dropping Tree pretending to be the one who can see Bramble Ghost in this book.
Eventually RuPaul's like, yeah, it was me. And it's just like, okay, we're not going to question why you said it was your dad. Which, honestly, reasonable people would be like, yeah, I guess, his dad is kind of weird, so I can see why he would I think it's totally a reasonable thing for people to be like, oh yeah, we understand that your dad was like covering for you because you were feeling self-conscious about it. But what was funny to me is that, at least from my memory, they don't even do any scene like that. It's just like they start talking to Rootpaw as though he's always been the one that could see Bramble Ghost. And I'm like, okay, I love that the writers just was like, man, this is too complicated. This is annoying. Yeah. It's just like, all right, well, might as well just ignore that plot point.
We'll just move on. There's enough shit going on. Nobody's going to notice. But I noticed. I saw it, Erin team. And I respect you for it.
Yeah.
Crowfeather did have a based moment, I think, during his exile. That was a fun scene.
Which one?
Now, see, Past Scout wrote this note. I'm pretty sure that it is, Hairstar says, like, Crowfeather, I'm sorry, but I have to exile you. And Crowfeather is like, if this is what you want to do with your time, fine, but history is going to show that you were wrong or some shit, something like that.
Okay.
There's a lot of good moments with cats being exiled. We also had I have a note later here that is, we have our first new Alderheart mom moment in a long time.
Oh yeah.
Which is Alderheart sort of deciding to leave the clan in order to support his daughter Twigbranch, who was being exiled. I loved that. He continues to be a mom.
He is so mom. Just a lot of like... One of my main issues with the exiling is Misty Star.
Yeah.
Specifically exiling Mothwing and saying it's because of her half-clan parentage. Mm-hmm. Hey, Misty Star. Who are your parents again?
Yeah, Misty Star?
I low-key forgot. Was it? Oh, shoot. It was the fucking RiverClan deputy and ThunderClan leader, wasn't it? Huh.
Oh, shit.
Oh, weird. Huh. Funny how that works.
Doesn't that make... I mean, I think that makes her half clan, right?
I would think so.
Interesting.
Fucking ridiculous. And nobody calls her out on it.
Yeah, and I think
it's like we just forgot.
It was a long time ago. Maybe the Erins did forget.
Well, and you know what? Honestly, she might be the only one alive who remembers.
No, Squirrelflight knows, right? Wait, how many people actually know? Here's the thing, actually.
Yeah.
That was not something that ever became public knowledge, actually. It was something that Firestar knew?
No.
It was something that Blue Star knew?
No, but didn't Leopard Clan, like, that's why they had Misty Star and Stonefur in with Stormpaw and Feathertail.
That's right. Okay, so it was public knowledge.
It was, but I don't think anyone who was, like, old enough to have memory of that is still around.
What about, what is it, Mossdapple? Who's that? Mossfur? Who's that old as fuck River Clan elder that I think has been around for eternity? Misty Star's gonna go silence her. Mosspelt.
Yeah, how old's Mosspelt?
Is she still alive? She is not still fucking alive. She is still alive?
She's still alive. She's like 15 years old. What the fuck?
Yeah, she was... Frogleap, who is the one that Leopard Fur had a crush on way back in Leopard Star's honor.
Okay. And she raised Featherkit and Stormkit. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, she would know. She
better watch out. Well, I mean, she's still alive currently, so Misty Star didn't come for her, but...
I feel like they probably just forgot about how old she is.
I love that she's just still kicking. I think about it every single time I read the allegiances or anybody brings up the elder Mosspelt and she's still around. I'm like, damn, she has been through a lot and she is still there. And I cannot believe that she is still alive.
She's gonna outlive every warrior cat.
She's gonna be here until the end.
Until the inevitable heat death of the universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's just never gonna die. That's gonna be a big day. And man, if they ever remember to kill off this elder, to finally put her out of her misery, that's gonna be a day and a half. Out. Yeah, we're gonna have to pour one out for Mosspelt on that day. But yes, this feels to me, I'm on my soapbox again about the leader personality archetype, the thing that the Erin team tends to lean on, that leaders will always make the choice that is narratively interesting to them as writers versus the thing that is in character. And that is a big problem to me. I would rather there be consistent characterization. And I bet that you could get somewhere with consistent characterization on Misty Star. I don't think that it would be great, but I think it would be better if it was something like Misty Star leaning on, I've had my doubts about Mothwing in the past. Maybe this is a sign from StarClan that my fears have always been right. You know, that would have been interesting, at least. This just doesn't feel interesting.
It would have at least been less hypocritical.
Yeah, and more consistent with stuff we've seen from her, even though, like, we didn't really like Misty Star's Omen as a novella. It would be consistent with the way that she dealt with Mothwing in that book.
Exactly.
You want to talk about Framble Star and his everything after exiling Squirrel Flight?
Fucking nasty ass bedroom.
Oh, it's so nasty. Why is his bedroom so gross? Damn, bitch, you live like this? Clean up your house.
Roaches in the cereal. Yeah, he is just so, like, fucking gross and weird.
The writing team is killing it with his characterization.
Making him so deeply unpleasant.
Yes, and, like, I'm pushing Squirrel Flight away, but actually, like, me doing that is actually supposed to signal to her that she's supposed to come, like, crawling back to me and beg for forgiveness. And actually, I miss her, and I hate that she's not around, and I'm really sad, and why won't she come back? Is just so real to things that people have done, and, like, it is it makes my skin crawl, but, like, in a complimentary way.
Yeah, it's gross. I love it, but it's ugh.
Why is he so nasty? Why doesn't he want to wash himself? Why doesn't he?
He got that. He's depressed.
He's depressed, but, like, get it together, man.
Especially after Squirrel Flight fakes her death, like that's when it gets really bad. Because then
does.
he's like, oh, I really fucked up, huh?
You know, that's not his real body. He doesn't care that much, I guess.
Yeah, and this is this kind of reminded me of the, I don't remember which book we were talking about it for, but someone had mentioned like, what if Bramblestar's body started like actually rotting the longer his actual spirit wasn't in it? Like that would have been such a fun thing to tie in on his nasty ass nest and shit.
We do have a moment later that feels a lot like that, which is during the confrontation with Shadow
I love
Sight.
that scene.
That scene is so good. Where like the imposter's spirit like lifts like smoke out of Bramblestar's body, and Bramblestar's body like falls to the ground with a thud, with a lifeless thud. That's fucked up.
It's so nasty. I love it.
And it's so you know, the imposter is in that body, and so when he's really walking around and doing stuff, you're not thinking so much about like, this is a shell. This is a shell that's being carted around. And then sometimes you just, in this book, we get this like a reminder of, hey,
very explicit moment of like, hey, reminder, he's piloting this like a mech. Is this cat mechs? Did we actually have cat mechs the whole time?
Oh my God. It was right in front of us.
Holy shit.
A body is a mech for the brain.
A body is a flesh mech for the brain, if you really think about it.
If you really think about it. Do you have anything else for that scene? That scene is so good.
Yeah, it's really excellent. That scene, I think, is the top moment of this arc so far for me. Just because it was so cool to just have this spooky ass ghost rise out of a corpse.
It's and so like, sick, dude.
Talk to this other ghost, and they're
that
just
he killed. Like, he made him like this.
Well, and the way that he's like, the way that it starts, and he's like, "Isn't that right, Shadow Sight?" And he's like, "Fuck, he can see me."
Ooh, he can see me.
That was the best. That was the best moment where he's like, "Oh, by the way, I know you're here," and it's like, oh my God.
Oh. Which also adds this additional layer, I think, because to me that then brings up into my head all of this stuff of like, okay, so that means that he can see all the ghosts that are around, you know, like, so what other cats is he like seeing all the time? You know, who is living on the periphery? Who is he watching? You know, scary. If Bramblestar's ghost ever came around to you know, scope out, like we talked about at one point, I was like, where is he when he's not with Rootpaw? Is he just like going to ThunderClan and moping? If that was the case, then the imposter would be able to see Bramblestar's ghost, maybe.
My understanding then is because Bramblestar like the reason he hasn't been speaking to Rootpaw is because he got put into the Dark Forest prison.
Yeah, exactly.
My interpretation was that the imposter is over here, like he saw Bramblestar moping around, and he's like, we gotta get you out of here. And he's like,
he got him.
So that was like part of it was after finding out, he was like, no, we gotta put you in jail.
Yeah, we can't be having you doing things and trying to tell people that you're actually here.
Yeah.
You can't make the grift go away like that.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
It's very good stuff. I really think the imposter like plot is very fun.
It's so fun, man.
Shadow Sight being like basically dead the whole book was stressing me out.
It was so stressful. He's in that ravine for so long.
I was like, how is this boy still alive? There's no
way.
There's no way he should still be alive. But he fucking is.
He made it. But yeah, it's scary. It's stressful that whole time.
And when they're trying to get him out, I'm like, you're gonna drop him.
That's fun. That's a good scene. I really like Sparrowsight getting to have a little moment of like really forcing himself so that, you know, to manifest so that Rootpaw can see him, so that he can pass on like, hey, you gotta help your buddy. I thought it was a really fun way to wrap up the storyline of all this time during his training that Rootpaw has fallen short of expectations of like Dew Spring's expectations because he has been occupied by ghost shit. And I think it's really fun to have that end up being this conflict here where Rootpaw is once again going like, I am going to put this, you know, the thing I really want to become a warrior, I'm putting that in jeopardy again because like my friend is about to fucking die.
Yeah. And
then,
it was a really good moment.
It was so good. I love them.
They should have kissed. Anyway.
I do want to add another thing to the list of things cats can do in this universe: forensic analysis. At one point, let me find my longer note about this. The size and depth of the wounds show that it was a cat who attacked Shadowsight is something that somebody says. They're doing forensics. They're doing forensics in here. Okay, cats.
We're gonna get fingerprinting soon enough.
Oh my god. Cat paw printing.
Cat CSI.
Cat CSI. I would watch Cat CSI.
Yeah, it'd probably be pretty fun.
If you were gonna make, if you had to choose any two characters from the Warriors series, who would be like your hard case veteran detective and your young upstart scientist who's all about the newest methods and do a Cat CSI, who would it be?
Damn. Okay. I would pick a live Yellowfang, not Starkland Yellowfang, as our old grizzled veteran.
Love it.
And I hate to pick two medicine cats, but I do think it would be kind of funny if it was Shadowsight and Yellowfang.
Oh my god, Shadowsight and Yellowfang would be...
She would destroy him.
What a pair!
But I think if they were, you know, our grizzled detective and our fresh out of school on the new on the beat kind of character, I think they would work pretty well.
I love that.
What about you?
I think we actually already have a pretty good match for this in a previous apprentice and mentor pair, and I think that is Dustpelt and Squirrel Paw.
Excellent choice.
I think having Dustpelt and Squirrel Paw, but it is a crime-solving duo, would rule.
Very fun. Very fun. 100% no notes.
I did want to point out, my next note is I did want to point out confusion on what Juniper Claw did in this book. They said in this book that he poisoned Shadow Clan. He did not. He poisoned Sky Clan. That was kind of a whole thing.
I feel like poisoning Sky Clan was kind of the big plot point there, but you know.
Well, we all forget things.
Also, it genuinely could have been a typo.
It's true. It's one word, you know. But no, it couldn't have been a typo because I think they say something specific about like it was his own clan or something.
Well,
but you know, we had this last arc as well. There is some stuff in this arc that I just think comes down to the editing team is not that tight on a lot of these small details, which is too bad. You know, I don't want to be too hard on them. I like to give these teams the benefit of the doubt. There's a lot of stuff going on in these books for them to take note of and to keep straight. But it's just interesting for me. A lot of this stuff would it would be tighter. It would be nicer. Like the books would be better if they just like caught this stuff a little more. So I'm interested to see if we get deeper in, if this is ever something that gets solved or if it's only a thing that continues to worsen as far as like problems go. Rootspring had a great moment right after Shadowsight is revived, like comes back from the brink of death, and Shadowsight doesn't know that Rootspring has gotten his warrior name, so he calls him Rootpaw, and Rootspring in his head is like, now's not the time to correct him about that.
Yeah, he's like, we got bigger fish to fry.
I really liked that.
He's my little guy. I will say one of my lower points with the book was like the continuous arguing about do we kill Bramblestar or not.
Yeah, it gets old.
I feel like they have this conversation just like too many times. And, you know, it's not a big deal, but it does get a little bit like tiring to hear like, we should kill Bramblestar. No, what if he's still like out there? We need to save him so that we can like, you know, make sure he has his body back. That kind of conversation just kind of repeating, just it gets a little old. It's like we've tread this ground before.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, funny enough, as I was listening, I noticed something that I don't think I would have noticed as much if I were reading. But so every like clan meeting or anything, any meeting, almost every single one ends with like the same phrase of, and the cats dispersed into little groups to discuss, basically. Like, it is the exact same phrasing every time. And it just kind of like, it was something I noticed when it was being read out loud. And I was like, okay, maybe let's find a different phrasing.
They're going into their Zoom breakout rooms.
They really are.
I've noticed stuff like that with, at some point in the series, they started using the phrase like X-cat haired away or like haired up the slope or something for when a cat is like going really fast or kind of bouncing around. And haired as like that kind of descriptive word is so unique and like so unusual that it really started sticking out to me at some point. And now every time I'm like, haired again.
Yeah, I do like that use though.
Yeah, I think
I do
it's
like
good.
that word. I think it's fun.
It's fun to notice these little things that end up being almost house style stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like authors end up with things that are sort of their little quirks of things that they use more often than they necessarily should. But yeah, we don't always need to be dispersing into little groups.
Yeah.
I think the argument could be made that that is it mirrors like actual continuous running political disagreements. Like that is a thing that can happen within
for sure
within groups, but we don't need that to be in the book this many times for like that to come across, you know? And this isn't a book that is particularly like trying to talk about, like, I don't think it's really trying to comment on intergroup conflicts in that way necessarily.
Right.
And if it were, they need to say something about it. You know, like somebody needs to bring up like, we're having this conversation again, but they just have the conversation, you know? For sure. I gotta shout out Brightheart one more time.
Queen.
New thousandth reason we don't deserve Brightheart. She comes out of retirement to keep her clan from fucking dying of dysentery because she has medicine cat knowledge and fake Bramblestar, the imposter, has exiled all of the medicine cats. Remember when ThunderClan had 3 active medicine cats? Bye,
now
they're all gone.
Well, no, they have Flipclaw.
They have Flip, and I
guess I should mention, so I mentioned in the summary, Flipclaw has a prophetic dream.
Oh, Flipclaw.
Flipclaw had a dream, had like the kind of dream you have after you like eat too much rich food before you go to bed. He just had like a fucking whack ass dream about eagles or something attacking him.
Yeah, like birds. He was stalking birds and they got big and attacked him instead.
Yeah. And they had like really bright eyes, and Bramblestar was like, this is a sign StarClan's going to attack us. You're our new medicine cat. And Flipclaw's like, what the fuck?
Which
so
what is the angle? I mean, the angle is just control, right? The angle is like continued control.
The angle is, well, and like get rid of the cats who can actually talk to StarClan in case somebody manages to sneak their way out of prison.
Exactly. Yeah, somebody who I've put in cat jail in a tree in the dark forest.
Yeah. So get rid of the people who actually know what they're doing. That way everyone's going to rely on you. It is 100% a control thing. And like isolating and kind of just continued degradation. He's a nasty one, this Bramblestar.
This is a real nasty Bramblestar. But yeah, and then Brightheart, of her own volition, is like, well, we have a medicine cat in Flipclaw who does not have any desire to be a medicine cat, did not have any desire to be a medicine cat, has been assigned medicine cat.
Assigned medicine cat at birth.
And I know some things about medicine because I've had training in the past, and I'm coming out here to help because Flipclaw is floundering Poor Flipclaw. Also, like,
poor Flipclaw. He does not want to do this.
No, he does not deserve any of this. And Brightheart ends up like getting in trouble. Like Framblestar finds out about this and is like, "Don't stop that. What are you doing? I didn't approve this. Blah 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 blah." So I just love Brightheart so much. She deserved so much better from like everybody in her life at any given point. Honestly,
she's had a rough one.
She's had a rough one, and she just keeps doing it for the good of the people. You know.
Let's see. Bristlefrost. We haven't really talked about her yet.
Yeah. I
felt bad for her.
Yeah. I felt so bad for her in this book.
She's so hard trying to toe the line between like doing what she knows in her heart is like what she wants to do and doing what she has to do in order to like help the greater good.
Mm-hmm.
And like everybody turning on her just kind of sucked so hard.
It did.
When everyone in the Rebels thinks she's a traitor, despite the fact that Squirrelflight's like, no, I told her to do that.
I know.
And it just was like, no.
It's so tough. I like that they had the confidence to give her all this complexity to deal with, right?
Yes.
And like to have the confidence to do that to her and not worry about like fans turning on her for having to navigate a complex situation where she can end up looking like the bad guy. I really, really like all of that stuff. It doesn't ever feel, with her stuff, it never feels like she is like rehashing all of this over and over again too many times, the way that some of the other stuff with the Rebels fighting about Bramblestar's like situation is, because it just feels like this is a thing that is she is constantly warring with herself, and that's what the writing feels like. And yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. I love her.
She's great. She's going through it.
She's going through it.
I just want to hold her.
I just got to give her a big hug, you know?
Yeah.
Getting assigned to be the deputy.
She did not want that.
She did not want that. And everybody is mad at her about it. And she's like, man, I didn't make this choice. You think I want to be here? I don't want to be here. There's even that really good thing right at like the end of the book when after they've captured Framblestar and they're trying to work out like what the leadership of ThunderClan is going to look like now that their leader has been sort of captured and deposed. And Bristlefrost is like hovering on the edge of like the discussion, and Squirrelflight goes, Bristlefrost, I'm sorry, but I just don't think that you actually have enough experience to continue being the deputy. And she's like, oh, thank God.
Thank God.
Oh my God. I'm so glad. Oh, please.
She's like, I really didn't want this, Squirrelflight. Please.
Please take me away. I don't want to do it. Also, hey, in that fight with when the rebels,
how'd they die so fast?
How did the imposter kill 3 cats so fucking fast? Because that's scary.
Yeah, that makes me very nervous about later.
It really scares me how Bristlefrost like runs away from that attack from Stemleaf and Spotfur and Conefoot and the other 2 cats from RiverClan, whose names I can't remember.
Yeah, something Tuft and whatever the fuck.
Dapple
Tuft and
Kite Scratch.
Kite Scratch from SkyClan.
That's right, Kite Scratch from SkyClan, Dapple Tuft from RiverClan. She runs away from that to like go get help after the imposter asks her to, as sort of a way to be like, well, I'm not turning on the imposter, but I'm also not turning on my friends, the rebels, and I'm kind of going to help. This feels like the middle ground that I can take. And she goes away.
Yeah.
She like gets a patrol to come back to the fight. And by the time they get back to the fight, it's over because fake Bramblestar has killed 3 cats in like seconds. Mm-hmm. And the 2 remaining ones that are alive are running away.
I do think it's better explained in Spotfur's rebellion where the other patrol shows up before all of them die.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely read in the main book that he just killed all of them.
It's crazy. And we lose Stemleaf, which is sad.
Yeah,
but
shout
also
out to a real one.
Stemleaf's a real one, but also they didn't have to do that. They should have just listened to.
They really shouldn't. Hey, if you so badly want to be a clan again, maybe listen to your actual deputy.
Yeah, come on, guys. And I understand they're young, they're full of chutzpah. They think they've got it all
Young, dumb, and
figured
full
out.
of
Yeah, but it's too bad. It didn't have to happen like this.
Yeah, didn't have to do it this way. Oh.
All right.
Big fat do not get, not rest in peace, JK, to fucking Berry Nose.
Berry Nose.
I was sick of his ass.
Berry Nose.
And Sandy Nose. We're getting all the noses out of here.
Berry Nose and Sandy Nose. Rip to both of you. I will not miss you, however. Finally, we are free from those two men making me mad. I wonder who is exciting. Who will be the new man that makes me mad? I'm sure there'll be one.
Call this book a rhinoplasty, because we're getting rid of all the noses. That was so bad.
Wow. Oh, incredible. Oh boy.
Sorry about that one.
No, that was great. I love that you were thinking about that for a second. You put it together. And
I had
that.
to Google rhinoplasty because I couldn't remember the name of it.
What is a nose job called?
I was like, I know it's got a name, and I was like trying to remember it, but it wasn't like on the top of my head. And I was like, if I don't make this joke now, I'm gonna lose my chance.
Really good.
Yeah. Rest in peace, bozos.
Rest in peace for bozos. Obligatory shout out to Tiger Star 2. Once again, loves his son so much.
Loves his son. That's his fucking boy.
That's his boy.
I would like to see the same energy with the other two children.
Yeah.
But he loved his son.
He loved his son.
The cliffhanger at the end of this book. I was listening, as I'm listening to this book, driving back from my cousin's baby shower. I am listening, and I'm looking at the time left on the recording. And I'm like, all right, we're getting to the end here. Surely they're going to reveal who the imposter is. Surely that is going to be the cliffhanger, is that we get the name, and then that's the cliffhanger. Then we have to figure out what the fuck. No, the cliffhanger is Squirrelflight's like, oh fuck, I know who it is. And that's the book. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was so pissed. Like, pissed positive. Like, I was like, damn, you really got me there. But I was like, come on. They are, I think I messaged Scout when as soon as I got back, I was like, they are edging us with this reveal.
It's true. It's every book in this arc has had a cliffhanger that rips.
I know.
It's so good. What a good time. All right. That's what I got for Veil of Shadows.
Same.
You want to take a few minutes to talk about Spotfur's rebellion?
Yeah, I don't have a ton to talk about. The one note that I had, you already mentioned in your notes. So, oh wait, I do have one extra one, but I'll talk about it because I just remembered that I said earlier, I was like, oh yeah, I have an idea. I'll talk about it when we get to it. Good thing I fucking remembered.
Shout out to remembering things.
Yeah, this was a book.
Mm-hmm.
It was written. It was not poorly written.
Mm-hmm.
It was a book.
Yeah, it was written fine.
I mean, yeah, we get like a little bit of Spotfur as a kid. I really did like that she was like kind of a little prankster.
Yeah.
She had a personality that was, I think, more in depth than it felt like she had in the mainline books.
Yes.
I really liked her and Stemleaf. I think that they had a really, the development of their relationship was very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Stemleaf always, going along with her stupid pranks.
Yeah.
And the way she was like, I just really want to be his friend. And he's like, hell yeah, you're so fucking cool. And she's like, what? It's very adorable.
Yeah.
Other than that, the actual content that occurs in the timeline of Framblestar is literally just the exact same shit that we already knew.
Yeah, there's really nothing new added to it.
The thing is, the back of the book, the tag, the elevator pitch line is, what made Spotfur risk everything to defy her clan's deputy? And it's we already knew that. We already knew why.
Mm-hmm.
So it really didn't feel like we were gaining anything there.
Yeah.
So it was a decent character building book. I liked, my one note that I did make was there was Bramblestar talking about how Firestar was his mentor, and he was like, I'm always going to try and follow his example. I hope I'm half the leader he was. It's like, wow, yes, we know you have daddy issues. Like, it just kind of brings it back to that, like, Bramblestar is trying to be the kind of leader that he thinks Firestar wants him to be.
Yeah.
Situation. And then there was a moment where they were talking about, and this is the one I saw you had, Bramblestar being Lion Blaze's dad in all the ways that matter. And I'm like, thank fuck we're finally talking about this.
Please, yes. Yes. I mean, like I wrote in my note here, this is a series, like this whole franchise, the series, everything is so interested in blood relation, like across all of the stuff that we have read up to this point. Anytime we get a nod to something like adoptive parentage, non-biological parentage, you know, any of this stuff, like that it matters, that it is as good, that it can be better than a blood, you know, relationship. I'm thankful that it's there, and I really liked it coming up here. I liked it coming up here also sort of in contrast to stuff that we were seeing. Like we had a scene earlier with Fern Song and the kittens, like Bristle Kit and her siblings and everything. I really appreciated that the writing team remembered Fern Song was a stay-at-home dad, and that ended up being in here too.
I liked the moment. I liked a couple of moments where the one where Spotfur realizes that Bristlefrost is upset because Stemleaf turned her down, and she doesn't like hate Bristlefrost for that. I'm like, thank God we don't have like women fighting over men.
That's so
It's just
true.
like, she's like, oh, I feel really bad that like Bristlefrost is feeling bad. Like, I feel happy and I'm allowed to feel that, but like, I'm also allowed to be like, oh man, I can only imagine how that would feel if I were in your shoes.
Yeah.
And then I also really liked the moment where she saves Flipkit from getting stuck in the mud.
Me too.
It was very cute.
That was so cute.
And I don't know, it's just little moments like that I feel like really are nice.
Yeah. I think that there was a lot of really good character building for Spotfur and Stemleaf in the early chapters especially. I really did appreciate, like you said, seeing their relationship kind of develop over those chapters. And a lot of times, especially in the novellas, like there can be a novella, I'm looking at you, Pebbleshine Skits, where a romantic relationship is sort of a focal point of it, and you don't come out of it feeling at all like there was actually any kind of chemistry or like any reason for those two characters to feel that way towards each other. And I think that they did really good work showing a bunch of like scenes between Spotfur and Stemleaf at different points in their life that show the reasons that they love each other. And that they are like genuinely best friends on top of being in love. They're cute. I like them.
They're cute.
They you know, talk to each other. They help each other figure out problems and stuff. I like that. It's refreshing to have a more in-depth look at a sort of side character relationship in that way compared to some of the stuff we've read in the past.
There is a moment at the end. This is why I think this book was written, because clearly we already knew why Spotfur did what she did. And we didn't really see anything that was new. But there's a moment at the end where Squirrelflight is talking to her, and she's like thinking about like she's never going to be able to have kids with Stemleaf, and like that she needs to keep going, not for like for the other kits that will be born because of getting rid of Bramblestar. Like she needs to be less focused on her own loss there. But here's my theory, my game theory, if you will, considering I don't know jack shit about fuck that happens later on in these books. My theory is Miss Spotfur and Mr. Stemleaf have already consummated prior to his death, and that perchance she is with child at the moment and just doesn't realize it. And I think that would be the reason why they would write a novella about Spotfur, is because she is going to be a single mom and they want to explore like her feelings without like giving it away immediately. That's my theory.
As somebody who has read this whole arc, I will neither confirm nor deny anything.
Cool.
So I will not be making any comments except that I like that reasoning. I think that's good.
Thank you. I liked your first note here.
The first few chapters of this novella, there was something about the way that like everybody was talking that it just felt like when Spotfur has a rebellion or whatever, parentheses, I didn't read the book. Like there's so many moments where somebody is like, Spotfur or like Spotpaw, you can't rebel. You have to
I know.
You have to do what's good for the clan. And she's like, I'm not a rebel, Mom and Dad. I'm just trying to have fun. And they're like, here's what it means to be loyal. It's very much like they keep trying to name drop that it's Spotfur and she has a rebellion. It was really funny to me.
It was very good in a silly way.
Yeah,
do you have anything else about Spotfur's rebellion?
Just basically the same thing you said. I really like the building out of Spotfur and Stemleaf as characters here. I think that's fun. But otherwise, I just didn't really like this novella didn't do anything for me. It didn't leave that much of a lasting impression on me. It felt very much like, well, that's the thing that I read. And it's like there's nothing bad about it. There's just not a lot for me to say about it, or I think there's not a lot that's really going to stick with me about it. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, and maybe in like 3 more episodes I'm gonna be saying, oh wow, just like in Spotfur's Rebellion we had something that, you know, came that reminded me of this or whatever. But
and I also think like we also read it right after the book that these things happened.
True, yeah. If it had been separated like it would have been in actual like publication time, almost exactly a year prior, April 7th, 2020. So there was like some time in between there. So it wouldn't have been as like fresh on your mind.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. You want to take us to the Erin Corner?
Yeah, let's take us to the Erin Corner. It's going to be a real quick Erin Corner. I had one quick fun thing to point out, and that was that Root Spring's warrior name was determined via fan poll on the Warriors official website. I think that's a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
I saw in a Reddit thread when I was looking this up that some people said, I wonder if this is a direct response to the fan reaction to Twig Branch, because fans, as we know,
probably
were very mad about Twig Branch and continue to think it's very stupid. Have I told on the show that my dad won't stop talking about how bad the name Twig Branch is? Like, he listens to our show and he keeps talking to me funny. And being like, I cannot believe they named that cat Twig Branch. Twig Branch? Really, Scout? It's great.
It's so funny, too. I have a character in one of the Warriors RPs that I'm doing whose name is Branch Kit. And I made a joke early on, like, what if we named her Branch Twig when she becomes a warrior? And I'm like, we cannot do this.
We can't be doing Branch Twig, but also...
Yeah.
The other options in the poll where Root Spring ended up winning out were Root Wing, Root Fall, and Root Spirit. I think Root Spirit is horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. I can see why it would be an option.
I understand it on like a like theoretical level. I think it's bad to say.
Yeah, it doesn't have a good sound.
Doesn't have a good sound. It doesn't have a good, like, why would a root have a spirit, you know?
Why does a root have a spring?
Why does a root have a spring? You know, you fucking got me. Damn. Cinema sins right out of my own house.
Yeah, I think root is a difficult one to come up with a good... I think root spring is fine.
Yeah, I like root spring.
Yeah.
Were you going to say something about the other options?
No, just trying to figure out what I would name him.
Yeah.
And I'm coming up with nothing right now.
I think Root Path, maybe.
I was also kind of vibing with Root Path.
It's got a pretty nice, like, mouthfeel.
It's evocative.
And I think that it could still work with some of the stuff that has been going on with, like, he is trying to forge his own path. He wants to be different from his dad, but he also...
He has to find the path up to get Shadowsight out of the gorge.
That's true. He does have to find a path there. He has to forge his own path with embracing the things that are different about him. So I think if it were me in the driver's seat, I think Root Path might be the path forward.
I like that.
That's our wee little Erin Corner today. So what do you have for us in Sharing Tongues?
Not much, weirdly enough. Part of the problem is over the summer, they announced a C-drama with the name Veil of Shadows. And I don't know how familiar you are with C-drama fandom.
I know that they're pretty vocal.
They are. There's a lot of content that gets, it's like there's so many edits of behind the scenes and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I swear to God, I could barely find anything. There were too many beautiful Chinese men in the search. So good news for C-drama fans, bad news for me. This one is a post somebody else also pointed out my thing about Misty Star, where she's like, I'm so sorry, Mothwing. Your mother was a rogue and your father was the first Tiger Star who, whatever he was not a River Clan cat. I must send you into exile. And it's, oh, Misty Star, have you forgotten who your mother was?
Ugh.
Like, yeah.
It's also, whatever he was, it feels
I know, that's so funny.
So strange and funny. Like, what do you mean?
On the Spotfur's Rebellion side, I just noticed she seems to be a really popular side character.
Yeah.
So I am kind of wondering if she kind of becomes more of a character later on too, because personally I felt like she was just very very side character-y. In the main book. I was like, yeah, she's like doing stuff, but like she's not the kind of character that I'm like over here making a Stan blog about.
Right.
This post is a quote from Bramblestar where he's talking about how when Firestar was a warrior, he always made a huge mess in the warrior's den, and all the apprentices complained about having to clean up his bedroom, which I know is because he kept having all of his prophetic dreams when he was a warrior.
Oh, that's right.
And he kept like fucking waking up and tossing the beds everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's just funny that they mention, and this post is like, Firestar canonically has a messy bedroom.
Messy King.
But it was definitely referring, I think, to his StarClan dreams and the fact that he kept just fucking waking up screaming.
That's so true. I had forgotten about that. Man, that happened to him a lot.
And then this other one is just a Spotfur. It's at Spotfur fan on Tumblr, saying it's basically just a retelling of the Broken Code, but from her perspective, has little to add beyond that. Presents her defiance of the imposter as her being a troublesome youngster all her life, rather than entirely her fighting for change in her clan. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think there is a little bit of that, but they do very much point out like her being a troublemaker.
Yeah, like I said, when the early chapters being when she was Spotfur and she had a rebellion, like.
Yeah, but other than that, she seems to be a pretty popular character, which good for her. AO3 didn't have much. 14 fics for Veil of Shadows, but it's mostly stories that just take place at the same time and have nothing to do with the main plot. Nothing specific for Spotfur's Rebellion. Spotfur herself has 25 fics, and Spotfur/Stemleaf has 9. And then for our main trio pairings, we have Bristle and Root has 54 fics, and Shadow and Root has 34.
Also not bad.
So let's go Yowie. All I could really find on YouTube for Veil of Shadows was someone who was taking audio from previous audiobooks and from Veil of Shadows to try and figure out who the imposter might be. If you still do not know who it is, do not listen to this audio or this link, because it will spoil who it is for you.
I'm excited to go listen to this after we finish recording, though.
I am too. And then there are a couple of Spotfur PMVs and multi-animator projects that kind of take place during this book and Spotfur's Rebellion. There's one that looked really cool but was incomplete, but a lot of the parts have been posted separately. So, very cool.
Cool.
On Storygraph, Veil of Shadows had 4.19 stars and 370 reviews.
That's a pretty nice high rating for that.
Yeah, one of the reviews that I saw says, what I really want to commend is how fantastically it works as a midpoint to the arc. Shattered Sky was the same point of brief victory and shifting for Vision of Shadows, killed off the main villain and left the arc feeling rudderless. Veil of Shadows defeats the main villain but keeps him alive. and leaves unanswered questions, mysteries, and promises more. Agreed.
That's a really good point.
It really kind of like took what Shattered Sky was doing, because like I really did love the Darktail stuff, but you know, ending it halfway through the arc kind of.
Mm-hmm. I do feel a lot like, you know, we know that Vision of Shadows was the first time that like a primarily new, or like a lot of new story team members were coming in there. And I feel like that ended up being like Vision of Shadows ended up very much being kind of a proving ground or experimental zone for them to like sort of get their sea legs and figure out things that they wanted to do. And the Broken Code feels like they were able to take what worked and didn't work in Vision of Shadows and restructure it and find like the stuff that they really wanted to focus in and make a really strong arc here.
Yeah. The next review that I wanted to point out was the chemistry between Rootpaw and Shadowsight especially warms my heart. They believe in and trust one another so much. If I had written this book, I would have made these two the main love interests and kept the dynamic between Rootpaw and Bristlefrost strictly platonic. But alas, I must follow where the canon leads. And then later on they say, additionally, it feels as though many characters' personalities have been altered in this book for the sake of moving the plot along. Misty Star's behavior has felt the most out of place, which fits with the trend of clan leaders doing whatever the current plot demands, regardless of previously stated morals. Mm-hmm. So, Spotfur's Rebellion got 3.59 stars and 36 reviews.
36, that's rough.
And the main review that I saw that had anything to say was, this is a book that exists.
It's a book that exists. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just not really doing much.
It just exists. Yeah. You ready to head into our Warrior Cats of the Week?
I am.
All right. My Warrior Cats of the Week are Rootpaw for Veil of Shadows, or Root Spring, I suppose, and Stemleaf for Spotfur's Rebellion.
Hell yeah. Mine are similar. We have one shared. I got Bristlefrost for Vision of Shadows and Stemleaf for Spotfur's Rebellion.
Hell yeah.
We got the dynamic duo here with Rootpaw and Bristlefrost.
We did. I picked Rootpaw because I specifically was really touched by his decision to leave before his to abandon his assessment in order to go save Shadowsight. I just really felt like that was such a great character moment, and I was like, yeah, he's gonna get that spot for me this week.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just feel like Spotfur's Rebellion really made Stemleaf more of a character than he was in the other books, and I really enjoyed his personality in there. Mm-hmm. What was your reasoning?
Yeah, Bristlefrost, I mean, I talked about it earlier in this episode, but I really like all the stuff with how complex her internal conflicts are in this book. And I love getting to see her get put in less and less advantageous situations because of the actions of the imposter. I also just think that she gets to do cool shit in this book, like helping Squirrelflight plan a faking of her own death so that the imposter will stop fucking with her. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
And I just I like seeing her in here, and I liked the depth of the different complexities that she was dealing with. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, I think it was great.
Yeah. And then for Stemleaf, much like you, I liked that it fleshed out his personality a little more. I really liked seeing his dynamic with Spotfur. And there were so many moments where he just was sort of like, we're going to face this together. He was always in Spotfur's corner the whole time. Yeah. And in any situation, they had each other. And I thought that was really strong and makes the loss of him at the end really, you feel it a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked seeing him. I like that guy. I like that silly little guy.
I like him too. I like when his ghost shows up in Veil of Shadows.
Yes. That moment's good. When it's just sort of lurking at the edge.
Mm-hmm. And he's just good. Watching Spotfur. Oh,
yeah.
Good shit.
Oh.
All right. You want to take us out?
Let me take us out. If you have thoughts, opinions, questions, or memes to share with us, you can write to us at pawsandclawspod@gmail.com. That's paws as in what a cat has, claws as in the part of speech, pod as in podcast. We are also on Blue Sky at Paws and Clause and on Tumblr at Paws Clause Pod. Listeners who are 18 years and older can come join us on Discord, which will be linked in the show notes. We are brought to you by the TWG Podcast Network, which you can find at theworstgarbage.online. You can find me on Tumblr or Blue Sky at HumbleGoat. And you can see the art that I do, including our podcast cover art, at scoutwilkinson.myportfolio.com.
And you can find me on Blue Sky at plot-twists or on Tumblr at antique-romantic. Our next episode will be out in 2 weeks, where we will discuss The Broken Code, Book 4, Darkness Within. Read along by buying the book from a local bookstore or checking out a copy from your local library. Until then, dear listeners, may StarClan guide your paws.
TWG, the worst garbage, online.